Hey guys, it's me Moonpies. Happy Tube Tuesday, brought to you by netstories.com with the rise and the fall of Moonpies. More specifically, the Moonpies channel on YouTube. Now, I've been on YouTube for more than 12 years. It's actually 12 years that I've been on YouTube now, but actually making content pretty regularly for more than 11 years now. And I figured now would be a good time to basically take a look back in retrospective, if you will, and how quickly I rose to, not fame, but at least some level of popularity on YouTube in 2009, 10, and 11. 2010, 11 were my big years. And then 2012, the gradual fade after that point. Now, and hopefully we can learn some lessons on what I learned on the way and what I forgot on the way down. So it all started for me back when YouTube, I was 2006 early adopter, and I put up a video on Netflix testing a streaming service. And that would be breaking news in most circles, but since not a lot of people are on YouTube at the time, and the video was just me sort of with a camera, handheld camera, shooting my screen. I didn't even use like screen capture software, which at the time wasn't really common. It wasn't a very popular video, but it was actually weeks before Netflix announced that they were going to go streaming. I had this video basically tooling into it was like the sports and fitness category where they actually had a streaming option that was blacked out, but clearly clearly Netflix was working on something well before their flagship service, streaming service, started moving on from DVDs into streaming. So I had this cool little thing, put it up there, nothing. Then I said, well, hey, people are getting funny videos get noticed on YouTube. Guys sing a Pokemon song and they become Smosh overnight sensations. Maybe there's some humor to be mined there. So I made like a pair of knock-knock videos, put some music that I had created. I figured maybe promote my own music and comedy and see if that sticks. No, it didn't work. Then in 2007, in February, I made my first of my making money on YouTube videos, and it was how to get stinking rich on YouTube. And in retrospect, it was not a very good title. It was more kind of like these incendiary, like how to get rich, stinking rich, kind of stuff, maybe like a bookstore title, but not an online title. And that's why even though the video's done well over time, it's collected 177,000 views, which is a great number for most videos. This is time, like over the course of 11 years, more than 11 years at this point. And most of these views happen way in the past. It doesn't get a lot of views these days. But the video that broke through that year for me was later on in September. I did 5 ways to make money on YouTube now. And the neat thing about that video is even though it was all not necessarily the same lessons in the how to get sick and rich on YouTube, I pretty much followed everything that I would go on to preach afterwards about using numbered lists, keywords, which was making money on YouTube, not get stinking rich, which no one's really going to search, how do I get stinking rich on YouTube? They're going to search how to make money on YouTube. And now there was an urgency. So I'm really proud of that headline, proud of that title of a video, because it was 2007. This was before BuzzFeed, when Facebook was just starting to get off. Twitter was just sort of just hatching. And I had that perfect scintillating, BuzzFeed type headline. Boom, the numbered list, the how to make money, keyword rich, and it took off. And the video did not take off right away. The first month, it was maybe a couple hundred views, a couple thousand, like a couple thousand over the last 3 months of the year. 2008 came, and it was about 66,000 views. Definitely a good number on YouTube. But then things started to pick up, and in 2009, it got 160,000, a little more than 160,000 views. Then came 2010 and 2011, where it was up to 380,000 views roughly in each year. And the thing about it is that back then, there weren't a lot of people making videos about how to make money on YouTube. And this was sort of before the partnership program when I made the video in 2007. Once it became 2009, there was a partner program, there was a clear carrot in front of YouTube creators that this could be a way to make money. People were actually typing that in a lot. And there wasn't a lot of competition for those juicy keywords. So if you would go into, not even YouTube, if you go into Google and you put how to make money on YouTube, boom, my video would be like one of the top entries. So that was SEO automatic because there wasn't a lot of competition for it. And my video had been starting to collect views that way. So I had that going for me. And then I also had a video, a Splitsville Pro Striker and Hyper Bowl video clip where I just went to Sunset Place in South Miami that happened to have a game time. Back then it was GameWorks. It had 2 bowling games and also a bowling alley called Splitsville, which there are a couple around the country now. And so I just recorded the fact that, hey, we could play 3 different bowling games. I took my youngest son and went bowling in 3 places. And one of my nonsense videos, it's like my many other videos. Like I have a lot of football videos back in the early days. I had really great seats right where the players came out for Miami Dolphins for several years. And I was able to get footage of some stuff happening in the tunnel. And I would put that early on in my channels before I broke that off into its own channel. But I had all these things going, and then all of a sudden, for some reasons that are still unclear to me, that video took off. And it took off here and in Japan. Got a lot of views for the video. And I know there's a cool thing where a pin actually falls and gets picked up by the pin setter and gets reset in a different position. And that's able to create a situation where my son, who was bowling bumpers, actually is able to get a spare because of that move. But in general, I'm still not sure if me and my son are being made fun of on that video, or why it got more than 1 million views over time. But in 2010, that video had more than 500,000 views. So more than half of its views actually happened in 2010. So 2010 was this kind of perfect storm where I'm making money off this video for bowling. I'm making off this video from this video on how to make money on YouTube. And it's all coming together. So in 2009, when I saw the video starting to get, I made a couple videos about, hey, you know, let's lesson number 1, how to make a video blog, and lesson number 2, you know, how to promote. Like really, like I put them out every couple months. I'd put one out. I didn't take it. I wasn't really passionate about it. But when I realized that that was my cash cow, because not only the fact that it was a video that was making money on YouTube, but relative to the bowling video that I could never really duplicate. And it was just getting weird. It was just like a suggested video. There was a YouTube partnership, a promotion also for it. So it started getting views in places that I couldn't control. I said the one thing that I can control and one thing that I think I know a little bit about is monetizing online stuff. Since I'm a financial analyst, I've been covering the online sector since well before YouTube, well before Google and Alphabet were even public. So I figured, all right, this is my angle. I know enough about this that I think I could write about. I think I can actually make videos about this effectively. So I said, that's what I'm going to do. And that's why I started the 2 Tuesday series around 2010, late 2010, around September or so, I think. And it wasn't really frequent. 2011 was when I got more serious about it. I started making more videos, the weekly 2 Tuesday videos. 2012 was the year that I said, all right, now I'm going to get really serious. Because my views dropped a little bit between 2010 and 2011, but the money I made did not. And that was mostly because 2010 was mostly the bowling video that was my most watched video. And 2011, it started being all these making money on YouTube videos that are pay better ads than videos, let's say, on trick shots and bowling. So what happened in 2010 is I started making the videos, started making the 2 Tuesday series, evolved into 2011 where I picked up steam, did it about almost every week. I had a video. In 2012, I got really serious because I noticed there was a little dip in views, even though the money was fine. I said, well, how can I do to pick this up? And I said, you know, people do contests. And at the time, I wasn't viewing YouTube as like a money-making machine. I didn't need the incremental revenue, but I was making some decent coin. And I said, let me share the wealth. So every month I had a $50 contest. And the first month, it was just a video on getting people to stack macaroni boxes and to sort of do like a Domino's thing at a supermarket or anywhere else. Just I figured it was something that no one really had, and it was a video series that someone could not have something already. They'd have to go out and make that video. Then I had one on how you got your username and got some neat stories from there. Eventually, I had someone contest for band covers for one of my band songs. So all these things while I was sort of self-promotional for myself and other stuff I was doing, I was sharing the wealth. YouTube was giving me money. I was just writing checks and turning it back around and sending PayPal. Not writing checks. I was using PayPal or whatever it was at the time to pay people back. And I thought, this is it. This is going to lift me to the next level. But it didn't. And this is where we start getting to the lessons of what I learned along the way, on the way down, and what I probably learned too late. One is that as good as you are, if something is good, it's going to attract people, and there's going to be people that are going to do it better, and you need to invest in getting better. And I think that's what happened with my 2 Tuesday series. The fact that it's still one guy in front of a camera, hit and play, and done. I didn't really invest in all the production equipment, all the lighting, all the editing. This is just a one-take thing. Maybe it's a second, third, or fourth take, but I'm not splicing it and saying, oh, I said too many times. Let me cut that out. I'm not doing all these different body positions. I'm not doing different characters and all these things. And I missed the boat on that because a lot of people that are popular for making these videos on how to get popular on YouTube and stuff like that, that they made it their calling, their video usernames are related to something like that. They actually have ebooks, they have a video series, tutorials, they have partnerships with all these other different platforms to help get your videos viewed and then help make your videos better. I didn't bother to go down that route. And more importantly, and this is all on me, is I did not take my own advice. There were times, I had some videos where I made videos on how to make better tags. Did I follow that advice? Sometimes. But I'm looking back at some of my videos, and some of them have like dumb tags. Even the 5 ways to make money on YouTube now video had just silly one-word tags, which goes against everything I taught a year or 2 later when I made videos on how to make more effective tags. So I should have gone back and fixed all those tags. I should have gone back and used all the new tools when like end cards came out. I had a video on annotations, had a video on end cards. Instead of going in and using these things, these new tools that were given to me that I saw happening, that I talked about, instead of using it, I didn't do it. So I didn't invest in myself, as far as not putting money myself, but in more of a production facility to get slicker videos. I didn't have an opening credit. I didn't have an end credit. I didn't have a subscribe banner or anything like that behind me. All the cool people doing the how to make money on YouTube videos, you always see them with subscribe, like banners, pillows. A lot of these YouTube pillows, people love those, like the Philip DeFranco type setting. I didn't have any of that, and I still don't. And maybe I will. Clearly, it's working for people, but I'll have to decide. But basically, I did not follow my own advice. And so there's one lesson I learned on the way down. And on the way down, you don't really see it happening because you go, oh, well, after 2012, I put all this effort into these contests. And in 2013, I was still making all these Tuesday videos, and like declines just kept falling. Little did I realize it's that 5 ways to make money on YouTube now video was fading fast because there's so many other videos percolating top. People that were better about search engine optimization, putting better tags in their videos. And of course, the fact that a lot of that information on that video was largely irrelevant. I mean, I have videos in the past talking about video responses as a great way to get views by responding to people's videos. And that's not a function. That hasn't been an option on YouTube for years. So these older videos do get stale. And I didn't refresh them in a way like using that to link to newer videos, explaining what you can do. So it's all on me. But it's all on me not realizing that you can't just create a YouTube channel and say, that's it, I'm done, I'm going to go. Even if you have something as simple as not simple, and not that it's simple, but a cooking channel or a beauty and makeup channel or a hunting channel or a pet care channel or even just a general vlog or a theme park enthusiast vlog, you can't just settle to do the exact same video you did a year, 2, 5, in my case 10 years ago and expect to get noticed. Things change. And that's why when I look back and I think, I regret nothing about that 5 ways to make money on YouTube videos. I made a lot of money on that video. Of course, all that money's in the past, but that video alone was $6,000 something, $6,700 I think, just from that one video. And that's one of my 400 videos. Of course, it's the lion's share of, not the lion's share, but a good chunk of the money I made on YouTube. Now it's a pittance. And as you can tell, if you looked at the chart of how I'm doing over the years, it's something that it hurts because I think, wow, I mean, I had something and I took it for granted. It almost feels like a relationship, even though I've been married for 27 years. So hopefully that I did not take for granted. Hopefully that does not have the same kind of graph that my popularity in YouTube does. But I think it's the kind of thing where once you have something, you have to always stay on top of it. You always have to get better. And if not, you're just going to fade. And a lot of people, there's videos out there of YouTubers that quit when they were on top. And you're wondering, where did they go? Where did Lisa Nova go? But in reality, Barrett Semperetta, Tiffany Minks, all these other people, they just were really popular and then boom, gone. But most people, it does not work that way. For most people, just like, I guess, like athletes, it's not this glorious, I'm going to go out on top like Barry Sanders kind of moment. It's more of a, you were up, you fade, and then you just fade away. No one really notices you're gone. And I think that's the life cycle of most YouTubers that achieve some semblance of popularity on the site, where they achieve popularity, then it sort of fades, and then they just lose interest and say, whatever, I'll go on. And I think that sort of happened to me. I mean, last year, I had put up maybe 5, 7 videos, and most of them were just silly videos of, like, you know, Hurricane Irma damage while it was coming through the winds of it, things like that weren't really going to be popular on YouTube. Definitely not the kind of stuff that I would want to associate with my channel as far as creating a branding. But now I'm getting back. I have the Tube Tuesday. I think I've done a Tube Tuesday every week so far since for the last 5, 6 weeks with a couple extra videos thrown in. I have a top 8 series that I hope to continue. I'm doing that on Thursdays. And I may have some older footage and some stuff that I'm just going to try to see what I can do to just get some more views without basically diluting the channel. You don't want to dilute the brand. Back in 2009, 2008, I had a lot of like football videos and, you know, travel videos and stuff like that. And then when I became a YouTube partner program, I just put it on there. And then when YouTube made it easy to monetize other channels without that kind of bar, I moved the football videos to Tunnel Today, all the theme park stuff to All Things Florida, the band stuff to Paris by Air. So I set everything up into little boxes within YouTube. But now I realize that the Moonpies itself wasn't enough if I wasn't doing anything enough. So I'm going to keep doing this Tube Tuesday series. May not be here every Tuesday, but I'm going to try. And more importantly, I'm going to try my best to engage this channel, come up with cool stuff. So hopefully, if the Moonpies traffic starts picking up, and I'll be honest with you about it, because you could tell I don't mind sharing at least data, at least what YouTube lets me share. I don't think they let me allow, unless it's changed, allow that the actual money you're making. But as far as views you go, and again, I don't think I said how much one video had made over the course of the lifetime. I didn't go into any actual beyond that. I think that there's going to be a lesson learned. If I'm able to succeed, I'm going to tell you exactly how I did it. So whether you were a former YouTube pseudo-celebrity, B-lister, I guess, now you're a C-D-E-lister, trying to get back, or you're just starting on YouTube, it's going to be the same process where I'm going to try to get back in there. And I'm going to tell you everything, whether I fail or succeed, whether there's 3 of you watching this or 300 or 3,000, I'm going to still tell you what works, what didn't work. And if it's just 3 of you watching this, I'm pretty sure what I did didn't work, but maybe that's probably worth watching so you don't repeat my mistakes. That's it. This is probably my longest Tube Tuesday. My God, this is 17 minutes. I don't think you probably made it this long, but if you do, a cookie for you, a virtual cookie for you. I will see you next week. Thank you for joining me. This is Moonpies from Tube Tuesday. Out.